All right, so I'm going to share with you 5 tips, 5 things that you can do to be consistent with your workouts to make sure you hit your fitness goals this year. I came up with this topic because I did a poll on Facebook, I think, where I asked, why weren't you working out? What was the number one thing stopping you from hitting your fitness goals? And consistency was the overwhelming answer. And I completely get why consistency is a struggle. We're in January, and January, a lot of people are coming off November, December that were busy months, holiday parties, traveling, having family in town. So it was busy. So with family, with traveling comes lots of alcohol, lots of food, because of course the two go together. And then January, everything kind of flattens out. The only places that are busy in January are fitness instructors, personal trainers, or gyms. So everything kind of flattens out. So you're like, okay, I feel like I put on some weight from over the holidays with everything. And, January, I got time because, as I said, a lot of things kind of flattens out. You're probably not traveling as much. If your children are in sports activity, you don't have to be on the road as much. So you sign up for the gym because gyms are having an amazing special this time of year. So you go ahead and you sign up. And when you sign up, you decide, okay, I'm going to work out an hour every day. And you do that for a week. And you may actually get it done for the month of January. And you have broccoli and chicken and all of that for about a month. And then February rolls around and you're like, forget this. I'm tired of broccoli and chicken. I can no longer get to the gym an hour every day. And so you just kind of fall off because life starts happening. And that is something that happens to a lot of people, even with the best intentions. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to be consistent in a realistic way, because the way you were doing it before was not realistic. 1, schedule them. And when I say schedule them, I want you to have your planner, because I know you got a planner. I know you got a calendar, because at this state, if it's not in a calendar, it's not happening, right? We're over 40. So I want you to realistically look at your calendar. Look at what you have coming up for the following week, for the following month. Of course, things do change because life does happen and absolutely nothing ever goes as planned. So take a look at it. And you want to go to the gym 5 to 6 days a week. And that may be good and conducive to your schedule for a week. But is that conducive to your schedule for the next 3 to 4 weeks? Because what usually happens is you start off with going 5, 6 times a week. You get it done in 1 week. The next week, life starts happening. You make it in 2 or 3 times. The third week, you don't even make it in at all. The fourth week, you make it in once, and then you start beating yourself up. You feel guilty. You feel like you're failing because, you set this goal to go 6 days a week and you can't maintain it. I want you to realistically look at your existing or your upcoming commitments, meetings, PTAs, life, whatever you have going on, and realistically ask yourself for the next at least 4 to 6 weeks, how often can I get my workout in? And if over the next 4 to 6 weeks that it's 2 times a week, if that is 3 times a week, rock with it, girlfriend, because consistency is gonna trump. If 2 to 3 times a week is what you can get that in. And in that schedule, make sure you're putting in the specific days you're going to be working out. Don't just put 2 times this week, 3 times this week. Those 2 times, is it gonna be Monday, Thursday? Those 3 times, is it gonna be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday? So make sure you put the when, the where, and how long. For example, I'm going to work out Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. That is the when. Where? The gym, at home, for 30 minutes and the time. I forgot the time. So make sure you put the when, the where, the time, and how long. So Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 6 a.m. at home for 30 minutes, right? So make sure you do that. You also want to be realistic. So tip number 2 is to be realistic. I know we're in an area where we're like, be delulu. You can be delulu, but with some things, but I want you to be realistic with your schedule. The reason is, if you're going to be going to a gym, right? Monday evening, 5:30, 6:30, every gym I know of, it is packed. It is rush hour, especially at the beginning of the year. There's something about Mondays. We all go out over the weekend. We had a jolly good time. Now we feel gross. We got to be in the gym because we got to sweat off everything we did on the weekends. Now, if you haven't worked out in a while, or if you're new to working out, do you really want to be in a gym, in a commercial gym, or the gym in your condo at 5:30 on a Monday evening? Hear me out. Hear me out. That time, as I said, it is rush hour. It is busy. You may feel intimidated. Not everyone gonna take up space. I know what I'm doing, but I still don't go to the gym that time because I just find it too packed. I can't get to the machines, the equipment. I can't do what I want to do, right? So keep that in mind. You go in at 5:30, you're intimidated because it looks so packed, because everyone there looks like they know what they're doing and you're a novice, or a lot of the equipment are being used. So now you're like, what am I supposed to do? You spend time on your phone, right? So be realistic. Also with parking, I've known of people who's been to the gym and they couldn't even find parking, so they just went home. So those are things you want to take into consideration when I mean be realistic. Other things you want to take into consideration if you're going to be working out at home. You want to work out at 6 a.m. Baby, girlfriend, are you going to get up at 5:30 to work out at 6? I want you to be realistic, because if you're going to bed at 12 and at 1, getting up to work out that early may not happen. You may end up hitting the snooze button more, right? So also be realistic. Like for me, I love early morning workouts. 6 a.m. workouts give me the energy for the day. I find whenever I work out too late, I don't have enough energy. When I work out like after work, I don't have enough energy to lift heavy, or it messes up my sleep pattern, right? When do you really have more energy? Is it early morning? Is it mid morning? Is it on lunch? Is it right after work? Be realistic with that, because that is also going to help with consistency. Because if it's not a time that's conducive to you, once again, you're just going to be like, forget it, whatever. I ain't doing it. Your environment. I kind of touched on that with the being realistic with the gym. It's, your environment. Are you going to be working out at home? If you're working out at home, what is your workout area like? Is it the cold, dingy basement? Is it the attic that has a whole lot of cobweb? Or is it a space that is bright, warm, well-lit, and inviting? That does make a difference, because once again, if you have to go into a cold, dingy basement, you're going to be like, I don't want to do it. And you're going to find excuses, right? If it's going walking, what's the temperature like? What's the weather like? Because I know for me, I live in Toronto. I am not going walking in January, right? So you have to also think about your environment. If you're going to be working out in the gym, the time that's available to you, is it a time that, it's not packed? And even if it's packed, it doesn't bother you. So those are things you definitely want to take into consideration when I talk about environment. What's your why? No, what's your why? What's your deep, deep why? And I ask that because if you are not clear and stand on business, like they're saying in 2024, if you don't stand on business with your why, the minute an inconvenience happen, you're gonna fall off. Now, when I started working out, because I wanted arms like my girl Angela Bassett. I kind of got them. But for me, yes, I like my arms. Yes, I like my eggs. I definitely like my abs and my booty. But for me at this stage, working out is more about my mental health. I spend a lot of time at home. I work from home. So if I don't get my body moving in the morning, it does have a ricochet effect on my mood, my productivity, and energy level for the day. So for me, it's more about my mental health. So there are mornings when my alarm goes off at 5 and I'm like, the bed is too warm, it's cold outside. I just think of, if I don't get this workout in, my day is gonna suffer because I'm gonna suffer. I've had clients where she straight up tell me, I want to look good naked. I've had clients where she's like, I just got a divorce. No one new has seen me naked for 15 years. At some point, someone else will. I want them to like what they see. I've had clients tell me, because I want to like what I see when I look in the mirror. I've had clients let me know that certain health issues like high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, stuff like that runs in their family. And doing this is the reason to prevent it, is why they're doing this. So the days they don't feel like doing it, the days they don't feel like working out, they just think of, if I don't do this, I'm going to have to end up on pills. So make sure your why is crystal clear. Your why does not have to make sense to anyone else. It's not their business. You don't even have to explain your why to anyone else except your trainer. But you need to be clear on your why, because that will help you be consistent. And I also want you to remember, consistency looks different for everyone. So for example, working out consistently for you could be 3 times a week. For me, it could be 5 days a week. Just make sure your consistency is realistic and conducive to your schedule and your lifestyle, right? And the next thing to do to help you become consistent with your workouts is to build healthy habits. Whether we like it or not, where we are now, it is because of our habits, and our habits are what we do on a regular basis that gets us to where we are. So if you consistently skip sleep, if you consistently miss workouts, if you consistently eat crap, what do you think's gonna happen? So you have to take a look at what you're doing consistently, and then which habits you currently have. And I do have another video where I do talk about habits. I'll make sure we link it below, on how to build healthy habits that will help you with your fitness journey. So you want to make sure that you're building healthy habits. So some of the healthy habits could be, if you want to start working out early, you start going to bed early the night before. If you want to have more energy throughout the day, you start moving your body, right? So those are things to definitely keep in mind when it comes to consistency. Now, in terms of consistency, I also want you to be patient with yourself, right? A lot of this is new, so I would suggest start with one small one and then slowly building from there. As I said, it could be working out 20 minutes, 2 days a week, 30 minutes, 3 days a week, which is what my clients do with me. You can definitely check out the programs below. But consistency should be able to fit into your lifestyle. The easier it is to fit into your lifestyle, the more inclined you are to complete it. If you gotta move too many pieces around, too many things around, the reality, it's not gonna happen. All right, so definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button. Check out my programs in the description link below, and of course, like this video. What are some ways that you are going to implement to help with consistency? Or some ways you have implemented in the past that helps with consistency? Comment below. Bye.